Hi dear students, this particular class I want to discuss a few more questions on continuity and differentiability, right? So this is the first question. F of x is equals to integral part of x plus 3 plus integral part of x plus 7. We have to check the number of points of discontinuity, number of points of non-differentiability of this function in this interval. Okay, I hope so everyone know integral part of x plus k. We can write it as integral part of x plus k when k is an integer. In the case of integer, we can write integral part of x plus k is equal to integral part of x plus k. So now the question changes as this can be written as integral part of x plus 3. Next, integral part of x plus 7 we can write. Now it changes as 2 times integral part of x plus 10. The question changes. Now this is no need to check further. Greatest integer function is discontinuous at all integers. Between 0, 10 the integers are 1, 2, 3 and so on up to 9, because it is a closed interval 0, 10. So we have to check 0 plus, that means right continuous at 0 and left continuous at 10 we have to check. So that's why I am checking limit x tends to 0 plus f of x. So that is equals to limit x tends to 0, because 0 plus case this value becomes 0, so we are getting 10, right? And what is f of 0? Can you tell me directly? F of 0 is also 10. So limit x tends to 0 plus f of x is same as f of 0 we got. So we can say the function is left continuous at 0. Next we have to check, right continuous at 0. Next we have to check left continuous at 10. That means we have to find out limit x tends to 10 minus f of x. That is equals to limit x tends to 10. Now check 10 minus case this becomes 9. 2 9s are 18 plus 10, total it becomes 28. So we got 10 minus as 28. But what is f of 10 value? F of 10 is equals to, here in place of x we have to write 10. 2 tens, integral part of 10 is 10 only. 2 tens 20 plus 10 we are getting 30. So both are not equal, so the function is not continuous at x is equals to 10, right? So these are the points of discontinuity of the function. So no doubt whenever the closed interval is given, at the end points the function is not differentiable, because whenever the end points are there means we have sharp edges. Sharp edges, the function is not differentiable. At the same time, wherever the function is discontinuous, at all those points the function is not differentiable. So these are all the points of non-differentiability. Along with these points, sharp edge at 0, sharp edge at 10, because they are end points. End points means definitely there is a sharp edge when they are mentioning about the closed interval. So that is about the number of points of discontinuity and differentiability for that particular function. So this is another question given like this. F of x is equals to integral part of x plus square root of fractional part of x, and also given that x belongs to closed interval 1, 5. So he is asking the number of points of discontinuity and the number of points of non-differentiability for this function. Okay, this particular function I am discussing first like this: 1 less than or equals to x less than 2. How the function behaves? that is equals to f of x is equals to between 1 comma 2 integral part becomes 1 plus you know this value is nothing but x minus integral part of x. That's why you will get square root of x minus 1. At the same time 2 less than or equals to x less than 3. What happens to the same function? The same function becomes 2 plus root of x minus 2. Okay, we will check at 1 f of 1 plus, because a closed interval 1 comma 5, f of 1 plus, what is the meaning for that? Limit x tends to 1 plus f of x. Now I am writing f of 1 plus just for the shortcut purpose. I am writing f of 1 plus, meaning is limit x tends to 1 plus f of x we are finding. If that is equal to f of 1, then we can say the function is continuous at x is equals to 1, because we have to check the right continuity at x is equals to 1, left continuity at x is equals to 5. Right. So f of 1 plus is equals to, now substitute here in place of x1, you will get 1. So no doubt f of 1 value in place of x we have to write 1. F of 1 value is also, you will get 1. This is equals to f of 1. Right. So that's why we can say the function is continuous at x is equals to 1. Similarly we can check f of 2 minus. Tell me what is f of 2 minus? F of 2 minus means this is the function. In this case x is equals to 2, substitute, what we will get? 1 plus root of 2 minus 1, that is equals to 2. Now tell me what is f of 2 plus? F of 2 plus. 2 plus case, this is the function, right? So now what happens? This we can write it as 2 plus 2 minus 2, that is equals to 2 only we are getting, right? Left hand limit is 2, right hand limit is also 2, f of 2 also 2 only. So therefore we can say the function is continuous at x is equals to 2. So no need to check the remaining. The function is continuous at x is equals to 1. We checked already. Similarly at 2, 3, 4 also the function is continuous. At the same time 5 minus, f of 5 minus is also equal to f of 5. You can check. So that's why we can say the function is continuous everywhere. At the same time the function is not differentiable at x is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason is, you can check. What about its differentiation? 0 plus 1 by 2 into root of x minus 1. It is not differentiable at x is equals to 1, because f dash of 1 does not exist. Because x is equals to 1, it becomes 0. Denominator we are getting 0. That's why the function is not defined at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also, because the reason 5 end points. Okay. So that is about the way of checking the continuity and differentiability of this particular function. So now this is the question given like this: f of x is equals to 1 plus sin 2x plus a into sin x plus b cos x divided by x square. In the question is saying that function is continuous at x is equal to 0. If the function is continuous at x is equal to 0, then he is asking what is the value of a, what is the value of b, and what is the value of f of 0, functional value at 0. Function is continuous at x is equal to 0 means limit x tends to 0, f of x is equals to f of 0. That information given, they are equal given. That means if you find out the limit value, that is nothing but f of 0 value. Okay, I will find out the limit value. Limit x tends to 0, 1 plus sin 2x plus a into sin x plus b into cos x divided by x square. Because this function is continuous at x is equal to 0 means this limit value must be finite. But you can observe whenever x is tending to 0, denominator is tending to 0. But denominator is tending to 0 but the limit value is a finite value. So numerator also tends to 0. Right? If numerator also 0, denominator also tending to 0, we can evaluate by some other methods. Definitely denominator is tending to 0 means numerator also tends to 0. So that is the reason in place of x substitute 0 in the numerator, you will get 1 plus b is equals to 0. Because here 0, this sin 0, 0, cos 0 you will get 1. So that's why we are getting 1 plus b is equal to 0. Therefore b is equals to minus 1. So we got the value of b. Now b value minus 1 substitute there. You will get limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x plus sin x. If you take common, then we will get 2 times cos x plus a divided by x square. So here we have to write x square. Here also we have to write x square. Here x and here this is x. Now you can observe 1 minus cos x by x square. This limit value as x tends to 0 you will get 1 by 2. At the same time limit x tends to 0 sin theta by theta is equals to 1. It's a finite value 1 by 2. This value is equals to 1. So definitely, but here denominator is tending to 0. So numerator also tends to 0. Numerator tends to 0 means we have to get the information 2 plus a value. We have to get 0. Therefore, we have to get a is equal to minus 2. Right? So a value minus 2 substitute there. Then what happens? 1 by 2 plus limit x tends to 0. If I am substituting a is equals to minus 2 here, then we will get minus 2 common. 1 minus cos x by x is there. But 1 minus cos x by x square required. That's why multiplying with x and dividing with x. Now what about this limit value? This limit value is equals to 1 by 2 and x is equal to 0. So this total value is becoming 0. Limit value is 1 by 2 only. So we got a value is equal to minus 2, b value is equal to minus 1 and the limit value we got 1 by 2, which is nothing but f of 0 value 1 by 2. Right? So that is the beauty of this particular question. So next question, you can see the question is given in this way. F of x is equals to minimum of x comma x square. Then he is asking the number of points of discontinuity and the number of points of non-differentiability. Okay, I hope so everyone know how to draw the graph of f of x is equals to x and f of x is equal to x square. F of x is equals to x, a straight line passing through origin inclined at an angle 45 degrees with x axis. That is the line f of x is equal to x. And f of x is equal to x square, you know, a parabola open upward. This is the parabola. F of x is equal to x square. So among these two, minimum we have to consider. Now observe the graphs. Minimum, just I am shading the graphs, you can observe here. Minimum we are shading. This is the portion, this graph is minimum. Yes. So after coming to this particular place, among these two graphs, which graph has a minimum value? X square has a minimum value. That's why we are getting the graph again, this one. This is minimum. Again after reaching to this particular point, which has a minimum value? This particular graph has the minimum value. So based on that information, now observe the graph you got like this. After reaching to origin, we got the graph x square, and again after reaching to this particular point 1 comma 1, again we got like this. No doubt if you observe the graph, it is a continuous graph only, but at this particular point there is a sharp edge. At this particular point also there is a sharp edge. At those 2 points the function is not differentiable. But what are those 2 points? One point is x is equal to 0. The other point is x is equals to 1, where there is a sharp edge. At those 2 points the function is not differentiable. So that is without writing a single step, with the help of the graph we completed that particular question. So this is another question of the same type. He is asking maximum of minus mod x comma minus root of 1 minus x square. We have to find out in the interval -1 to 1. Right. I hope so you all know how to draw the graphs of these particular functions also. First one is mod x graph, you know. If you know mod x graph, comfortably we can draw the graph of minus mod x. This is the graph of minus mod x, right? Next, but what about this particular graph? Whether you observed or not, y is equals to minus root of 1 minus x square. Therefore, y square is equal to 1 minus x square. Therefore, x square plus y square is equals to 1, which represent a circle. That circle also y value is negative. That means the lower part of the circle. So you will get the circle like this, with the center 0 comma 0, radius is equals to 1. But we have to consider the lower part of the circle. This is the circle with the center 0 comma 0, radius is equals to 1. So now this is the graph which we got. But he is asking among these 2 graphs, maximum we have to consider. Yes, observe these 2 graphs because this portion is not there for us. That is the graph maximum we have to consider between -1 and +1. This is -1 open bracket and this is the +1 open bracket. So this point is 1 comma 0 and this point is -1 comma 0. No need to check at -1 and +1 because it is not there in our interval. Now maximum, the portion which I am shading, this has the maximum, right? Maximum. Now from here onwards mod x graph has a maximum. Again from here onwards mod x graph only the maximum. But again from here onwards root of 1 minus x square. Now tell me the graph, overall the graph you will get like this. This is the graph which we got now. Whether you observed or not, this is one sharp edge, this is another sharp edge. The function is continuous everywhere, but the function is not differentiable at these 2 sharp edges. For what are those 2 sharp edges? Means equate these 2, you will get x value. That value is nothing but at those points the function is not differentiable. So number of points of discontinuity 0, whereas number of points of non-differentiability is equals to 2 points of non-differentiability. Suppose the question is given like this: f of x is equals to 1 plus modulus of sin x. F of x is equals to 1 plus modulus of sin x. He is asking the number of points of discontinuity and the number of points of non-differentiability. For that function we have to find out. Yes, you know the graph of f of x is equal to sin x. So it is, we are drawing the graph of sin x on the real line, which has a maximum value 1, minimum value -1. So like this it will continue the graph of f of x is equal to sin x. Okay, but we have to draw the graph of mod sin x. Mod sin x means what happens? This negative portion, you won't get the negative values. You won't get the negative values. We are not getting the negative values. You won't get negative values. These negative values also becomes the positive values. This is the graph of mod sin x. Mod sin x graph. We got the graph of mod sin x. So like this, the graph we got for mod sin x. Whether you observed or not, all multiples of pi we have a sharp edge. At all multiples of pi we have a sharp edge. But we have to draw the graph of f of x is equal to 1 plus mod sin x. The same graph shift 1 unit upward. So that's why now you will get the graph like this. Actually the graph of 1 plus mod sin x. This is the line y is equals to 1. The same graph shifted upward 1 unit. This is the graph of 1 plus mod sin x. 1 plus mod sin x. So the function is continuous everywhere. The number of points of discontinuity is 0 because the graph we are getting a continuous graph. But this is the sharp edge. At all these points we have a sharp edge. That's why number of points of non-differentiability along the real line. We have infinite number of points of non-differentiability for this function. So with the help of these graphical ideas, we will try to discuss a few more questions. This is the particular question given. F of x is equals to modulus of mod x minus 1. This is the function. Is not differentiable at what point? Just I'll try to discuss this question in different ways. So first we are discussing with the help of the graph. So how to draw the graph of mod x we know. Yes, you know the graph of mod x, right? Mod x minus 1, shift 1 unit downward. This is the graph of mod x minus 1 graph. But we have to draw, this is the graph of mod x minus 1 graph. After drawing the graph of mod x, this is the graph of mod x. If you want to draw the graph of mod x minus 1, the same graph shift 1 unit downward. That means this particular point is 0 comma minus 1. Now we have to draw modulus for this. That means there is no chance of getting a negative values. So this negative portion also will move upward. The same I am showing here. You can observe here. This is the point. Again, this 0 comma minus 1 reflection is 0 comma 1. This is the graph of modulus of x minus 1 whole modulus. So that's why this is one sharp edge. Here also we have a sharp edge. Here also we have a sharp edge. So the function is not differentiable at 0, at 1, at a minus 1. That's why 0 comma 1 comma minus 1 are the points of non-differentiability, but the function is continuous everywhere. So the same question I am doing in another way. You know the differentiation of mod x. Mod x differentiation is mod x by x. Now I am doing the differentiation of this. F dash of x is equals to mod x differentiation is mod x by x plus inner function differentiation. I am saying mod x differentiation. Mod x differentiation is mod x by x. Inner function differentiation also we have to do. Now this is the inner function. Come on, tell me what about the inner function differentiation? It's a constant differentiation 0. Mod x differentiation is mod x divided by x. Tell me when f dash is does not exist, when the denominator 0, when the denominator 0, its differentiation does not exist. Here denominator 0 when x is equal to 0. Here denominator 0 means mod x minus 1 is equal to 0. So mod x is equal to 1. Therefore x is equal to plus or minus 1. That's why x is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, x is equal to minus 1. These are the points of non-differentiability. So those are the two methods. One is the graph, another one is with the help of the differentiation. Only one thing you have to know, the differentiation of mod x is equal to mod x by x. Let us see, this is another question. So f of x is equals to, earlier class also we discussed this one, modulus of x minus 3 plus modulus of x minus 5. So this particular question also we will try to discuss in different ways. Okay, observe here. So this is 3 and this is 5. We will discuss in different cases when x value is greater than or equals to 5, when x value greater than or equals to 3 but less than 5, and finally when x values are less than 3. These are the different cases we are discussing about this particular function. The first case is when x values are greater than or equals to 5. More than 5 means obviously more than 3 also. The function is positive, here also positive. We are getting 2x minus 8. Next one is greater than or equals to 3, less than 5. One is negative, the other one is positive. So that's why what happens, positive this one and this is negative. So you will get the answer as 2, because minus x and plus x cancel. This is the reason x minus 3 minus of x minus 5 plus x minus x cancel. 5 minus 3 is equals to 2. The last case is x less than 3. X less than 3 means both becomes negative. That's why minus of x minus 3 minus of x minus 5. So we are getting 5. This is 8 minus 2x. We will get the answer here. So that's why 8 minus 2x. So the function redefined, that is the way of redefining that particular function. So we can do it in now different ways. The first method I am discussing, f dash of 5 plus. That means 5 plus means greater than 5. Greater than 5 case, this is the function, its differentiation is 2. Right? Next, f dash of 5 minus. 5 minus means less than 5. Less than 5 case, the function is 2. Its differentiation is 0. So both are not equal. Therefore, the function is not differentiable at x is equal to 5. Next, f dash of 3 plus. 3 plus case, this is the function. Its differentiation is 0. F dash of 3 minus. 3 minus means less than 3. Less than 3 case, this is the function. Its differentiation is minus 2. Both are not equal. So the function is not differentiable at x is equal to 3. Like that we can do. Or the same question we can do it in another way also. Like this, find out the differentiation. F dash of x is equal to mod x differentiation mod x divided by x plus mod x minus 5 differentiation mod x minus 5 divided by x minus 5. You can check at x is equal to 3 it is not defined, at x is equal to 5 it is not defined. That's why 3 comma 5 the function is not differentiable. At the same time we can draw the graph of this function also. So we got x is equal to 3 and 5. This is somewhere 3 and this is 5. If you observe this function, between 3 comma 5 we got a constant, that is 2. Because at x is equal to 3 also we got 2. So this is one line, and this is this side another line you will get. You can see at x is equal to 3 we have a sharp edge. At x is equal to 5 also we have a sharp edge. That's why at these 2 points the function is not differentiable, right? So that is the way we can discuss. This function has a minimum value. This is the minimum value of the function obtained in between 3 comma 5. That minimum value is equals to 2, right? So but the function is continuous everywhere, exactly not differentiable at 2 points. Those 2 points are x is equal to 3 and x is equals to 5. So that is about the few applications based on that particular question. Now can you tell me f of x is equals to modulus of mod x minus 3 minus 7, or at the same time f of x is equals to modulus of sin x plus modulus of cos x. So what about the points of non-differentiability of these functions? Okay, this first one we can do any method we can do. F of x, f dash of x is equal to mod x differentiation mod x by x into inner function differentiation mod x minus 3 divided by x minus 3. Now when x is equal to 3, it is not defined. At the same time modulus of x minus 3 minus 7 is equal to 0. Therefore modulus of x minus 3 is equal to 7. Therefore x minus 3 is equal to plus or minus 7. Therefore x is equal to 3 plus or minus 7. That's why one point is 10, the other point is minus 4. That's why minus 4 comma 3 comma 10. These are the points where the function is not differentiable. That is the one way. So here also we can find out f dash of x. F dash of x is equals to mod sin x differentiation mod sin x divided by sin x into inner function differentiation cos x plus mod cos x differentiation is mod cos x divided by cos x into inner function differentiation minus sin x. Now where it is not defined, f dash of x does not exist where the denominator becomes 0. That is in case of multiples of pi. At the same time cos x is equal to 0 in case of odd multiples of 90. That's why 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. So in all these cases the function is differentiation does not exist. So that's why from these two we can combine x is equal to n into pi by 2, all multiples of 90 case the function is not differentiable, but the function is continuous everywhere, but not differentiable at multiples of pi by 2. So now you can check, this is the another question is asking to check the differentiability and the continuity of the function. F of x is equal to x minus 3 given when x is less than 0, that is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2 given if x greater than or equals to 0, and also given as g of x is equals to f of mod x plus modulus of f of x. So he is asking to find the number of points of discontinuity and the number of points of non-differentiability of g of x. Okay, I hope so everyone know how to draw the graph of f of x. First of all, we will draw the graph of f of x. So x minus 3 we have to draw the graph when x values are less than 0. When x values are less than 0, the graph is x minus 3, which is a line. You know how to draw the line y is equal to x minus 3. When x is equal to 0, you will get y is equal to minus 3. This is the point 0 comma minus 3. When y is equal to 0, you will get x is equal to 3. So that's why it's a straight line passing through 0 comma minus 3 one point, the other point somewhere you will get 3 comma 0. But we have to consider the graph only when x values are less than 0. So this is the graph we got for the first function, this one. Next, f of x is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2 when x values are greater than or equals to 0. Right, it has a factorized 1 comma 2. This is 1, next one is 2. So this is the graph of that particular function, which is a parabola. That is x square minus 3x plus 2. This graph we have to consider only when x values are greater than or equals to 0. Now if you put x is equal to 0, you will get y is equals to 2. That's why this particular point is 0 comma 2 and this particular point is 1 comma 0 and this particular point is 2 comma 0. That is the graph of f of x. But we required the graph of f of mod x. If you know the graph of f of x, how to draw the graph of f of mod x? To draw the graph of f of mod x, forget about what is there on the graph left side of y-axis. Now this is the graph on the right side of the y-axis. For x values are positive. For x positive values, whatever graph you got, repeat the same graph that side also. So this is the graph which we are drawing for f of mod x. So this is the graph which already there between x values greater than or equals to 0, right? The same graph we have to draw that side also. It is just like a mirror image. So this point is 1 and this point is 2 comma 0, means this side you will get a minus 1 comma 0 minus 2 comma 0. So you will get the graph like this, the same graph, mirror image with this. Now this is the graph of f of mod x. Okay, we got the graph of f of mod x. So this point is 0 comma 0 and this point is 1 comma 0 and this point is 2 comma 0, like that. But among all these, we have a sharp edge at only this point. This is the only sharp edge. That's why the function is not differentiable at x is equal to 0. But don't generalize. We have to draw the graph of mod f of x also. This is the graph of f of x. Mod f of x means in this graph, negative values we have to shift upward. That's why I am drawing the graph of mod f of x. This point is 0 comma minus 3. So you will get here 0 comma 3. Mod f of x means negative values will move upward. Negative values will move upward. So that's why we got the graph of modulus of f of x from f of x graph. Now this is the graph of mod of f of x. So this particular portion is also not there. Now you can check at x is equal to 0, the function is discontinuous. At x is equal to 0, the function is discontinuous. At the same time, at x is equal to 0, the function is discontinuous, means no doubt the function is not differentiable also. At the same time, at 1 there is a sharp edge, at 2 also there is a sharp edge. The function is not differentiable at 0, 1, 2. That's why points of non-differentiability is 0, 1, 2 and the points of discontinuity is equals to only one point, that is x is equal to 0. So that is the beauty if you know the graphs of the functions, so that we can check easily whether the function is differentiable or not. Next we have another question here. So the question is given like this. Now the question is given, f of x is equals to integral part of sin x. F of x is equals to integral part of sin x in the interval 0 to 2 pi, open interval 0 to 2 pi. We have to check the discontinuity and non-differentiability of this particular function. Okay, first of all we will draw the graph of f of x is equal to sin x in the interval 0 to 2 pi. So 0 to 2 pi I am drawing the graph of sin x. That is the graph of sin x in the interval 0 to 2 pi. It has a maximum value 1 and the minimum value minus 1. You know sin x maximum and minimum values. At pi by 2 you will get the maximum value 1, and again at pi you will get 0, and at 3 pi by 2 we are getting minus 1. Next again at 2 pi we are getting 0. Right. Now you can observe open interval 0 to 2 pi. No doubt at 0 it is 0 only, but between 0 to pi by 2, if x values are there between 0 to pi by 2, observe the graph of sin x. Sin x values are there between 0 to 1. Between 0 to 1, integral part becomes 0. So that's why you will get 0 only. So I am shading with a different color here. So we are getting between at pi by 2. At pi by 2 we are getting 1 only. Because here in x is equal to pi by 2, substitute you will get 1. That's why at pi by 2 there is a jump. So this is the graph we got between 0 to pi by 2. This is the graph between 0 to pi by 2. Again you can check pi by 2 to pi, sign values are positive, but it takes the values between 1 and 0 only. Again it becomes a 0 integral part. So that's why this is the graph for greatest integral part of sin x. So only at pi by 2 it is taking jump, that is 1. Again from pi to 3 pi by 2, pi to 3 pi by 2, pi plus negative value. 3 pi by 2 also minus 1 we will get. So that's why at pi we are getting 0 only. At pi we will get 0, but between pi and pi by 2 we will get the value as minus 1. At 3 pi by 2 also you will get a minus 1. Again from 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi you can check, this is fourth quadrant, sin x is negative. That's why here also you will get the values as negative values. Again at 2 pi we have an empty circle, because at 2 pi you will get 0. At 2 pi you will get 0. That's why this is at 2 pi. Now you can observe there is an empty circle here, right? So at pi by 2 there is a jump. At pi there is a jump, but at 3 pi by 2 there is no jump. Again at 2 pi there is a jump. So that's why where the function is discontinuous, the function is discontinuous at pi by 2, that is 1 point of discontinuity. At pi also the function is discontinuous. So you can observe the graph of integral part of sin x. That means if you remove this portion, clearly you will get the graph of integral part of sin x. That is the graph of integral part of sin x. So the portion which I represented with yellow portion, that is the graph of integral part of sin x, which is discontinuous at pi by 2 and at pi. Okay. But now can you tell me at 2 pi also, because it is open interval 0 comma 2 pi, that's why no need to bother about 2 pi. So that is about integral part of sin x. Now can you tell me what about the discontinuity of the function f of x is equals to, suppose here 2 times cos x is given. F of x is equals to 2 times cos x, and the interval is also changed here from 0 to pi, but this time they have given closed interval 0 to pi. F of x is equals to integral part of 0 to closed interval 0 to pi to cos x. So first of all, draw the graph of cos x in the interval 0 to pi. Just I am drawing the graph of cos x in the interval 0 to pi. You know cos 0 is equals to between 0 to that is the graph of cos x. Maximum value is 2 when x is equal to 0, and the minimum value you will get same minus 2. So this is minus 2 value somewhere here. So that is the graph of cos x. So this one we are getting pi by 2. This is 0 comma 0, and this one is pi. Right. Now you can check at a 0 we are getting 2 only. So with a different color we will mark it. So at a 0 we are getting 2. When x is equal to 0, cos 0 1 you will get 2. But now check, the cos x becomes 1 by 2 at x is equal to pi by 3. Now somewhere here we have pi by 3, and at 120 also the same case arises. 120. Now check from 0 to 60, because in case of 0 we are getting 2, and in case of 60 what happens? 1 by 2. That means it becomes 1. So between 0 to 60 the value lies between 2 and 1. When the value lies between 2 and 1, integral part becomes 1. That's why it becomes 1 between 0 to pi by 3. So this is somewhere here we have 1. So exactly wherever pi by 3 is there, on the top of pi by 3 we have a filled circle, that is 1. Again you can check from pi by 3 to pi by 2. Pi by 3 means we are getting 1. In case of pi by 2 it becomes 0. So that's why between pi by 3 to pi by 2 again we are getting, this is empty circle, we are getting 0. Again from pi by 2 to 2 pi by 3, because in case of 2 pi by 3 you will get minus 1 by 2, that's why minus 1. So from pi by 2 to 2 pi by 3 you are getting the value. Pi by 2 case we are getting 0. In case of 2 pi by 3 we are getting minus 1. So that's why pi by 2 to 2 pi by 3 the value lies between 0 and minus 1. When it is lies between 0 and minus 1, integral part is becoming minus 1. That's why you will get here minus 1. Go here empty circle exactly at 2 pi by 3. This is the point 2 pi by 3 here. That is another point. Again from 2 pi by 3, because at 2 pi by 3 we are getting minus 1. But again at pi you will get this value becomes minus 1 is multiplied with 2 minus 2. It lies between minus 1 and minus 2. Between 2 pi by 3 to pi it lies between minus 1 and minus 2. Integral part becomes minus 2 only. So that's why again here we have an empty circle. Up to pi it will be 2 only. This is pi. So empty circle denotes at pi by 2 it is taking 0, not -1. Okay. So this part is -1 and this part is 1. Suppose if I remove the white diagram, so this portion if I remove, we will get the graph of integral part of 2 cos x. That is the graph of integral part of 2 cos x. This is the graph we got, right? So that's why where the function is discontinuous, the function is discontinuous at 0, because you see 0 plus 1. 0 plus case we are getting 1, but at 0 we have 2. So that's why f of 0 plus we are getting 1 and f of 0 is equals to 2. So therefore at 0 the function is discontinuous, right? Obviously at 0 there is a sharp edge, that's why it is not differentiable also. Next again at pi by 3 the function is discontinuous. You can see the graph pi by 3 the function is discontinuous. Again at pi by 2 there is a jump. Pi by 2 the function is discontinuous. Again at 2 pi by 3 also the function is discontinuous. But what about pi minus? It is left continuous at pi or not? Yes, you can check f of pi minus. Graph observe, this is pi. Pi minus we are getting -2 and f of pi also we are getting 2 only. F of pi value is also equal to 2 only. F of pi also 2, pi minus also we are getting the line only same -2. So at pi minus it is right continuous at pi. So that's why these are the points of discontinuity, and non-differentiability is at 0, at pi by 3, at pi by 2, at 2 pi by 3 and at pi, because at pi sharp edge, we can draw infinite number of tangents, right? So that is about the discussion of integral part of 2 cos x. So one more problem we will discuss with the help of the graph idea, that is this particular question. F of x is equals to maximum of fractional part of x comma fractional part of minus x. First of all you have to know the graph of fractional part of x. All of you observe here, I am drawing the graph of fractional part of x. I hope so everyone know how to draw the graph of fractional part of x. You know fractional part of x always lies in between 0 and 1. You never get 1 also, lies between 0 and 1. Okay, check. We have to check this function in the interval 0 to 5 only. X belongs to 0 to 5. We have to check the number of points of continuity and the number of points of non-differentiability, right? So somewhere here 1, next here we have 2, this is we'll extend little bit, so this is 3, and next 4, and we have 5. So that is about 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can check at x is equal to 0, 0 only. Maximum value we will get 1, we won't get. At 1 it is an empty circle, because at 1 again you will get 0. This is at 2. Similarly at 3, at 4 also an empty circle, at 5 also an empty circle. This is the graph of fractional part of x. If you observe all these lines we have to draw in such a way, they are parallel. All these lines are parallel. So that is the graph of fractional part of x. So now we have to draw the graph of fractional part of minus x. Nothing, just it will start from this side. This point is this one, opposite direction. This is the graph of fractional part of minus x, right? So again we will get like this, we will get like this. So this is the graph of fractional part of minus x, fractional part of minus x. So afterwards it is not required for us. Now in these graphs we have to consider maximum among both the graphs. Maximum we have to consider, right? Observe here, I am drawing the maximum of these two. So maximum, this is the maximum portion. The portion which I am shading now with green, this is the maximum. Nothing among these two graphs, maximum graph we have to take. The maximum graph we are taking. This is the maximum, and this portion is the maximum, and again here we have maximum, and again this is the maximum. Now this is the maximum, again this is the maximum. So that's why overall we can say like this, the graph of maximum of those two. So that is the graph we got. Here this part is so we required in open interval 0, 5 only. So observe the sharp edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, open interval 0, 5, and this is another sharp edge, this is one more sharp edge, and this is the sharp edges. At all those circled points the function is not differentiable, but function is discontinuous at where? This is one point, there is a jump, because here this is empty circle, here filled circle. Here empty circle, but here it is a filled circle, right? So at 1 and at 2, at 3, at 4, enough, because that is 5 is beyond the boundary for us. Open interval 0, 5. That's why at 1, 2, 3, 4 function is discontinuous, whereas this is 1 by 2, 1, 3 by 2, 2, 5 by 2, 3, 7 by 2, 4, 9 by 2. These are the points where the function is not differentiable. So that is about the maximum of fractional part of x. So this is another question we will discuss. The question is given like this: f of x is equals to sine of mod x, simple application, minus mod x plus 2 into x minus pi cos of mod x. So he is asking to check the continuity and differentiability of that particular function. We have to find out. Right. First of all, I will try to modify this function. So this is equal to sin x minus x plus 2 into x minus pi cos x, because when x greater than or equals to 0, because when x greater than or equal to 0, mod x becomes x, this is also x, this is also x. Next case is when x less than 0, when x less than 0 it becomes minus sin x, right, and it is plus x. Now we have plus 2 into x minus pi into cos x. Right. So here if you put f of 0 plus, 0 plus means this function, put x is equal to 0, you will get x is equal to 0, substitute here, what we will get? Whatever value, because 0, 0, x is equal to 0 minus 2 pi into cos 0 is equals to 1. Next, f of 0 minus, that means I am finding left hand limit for the continuity. F of 0 minus means this function, put x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0, same you will get minus 2 pi, and at the same time f of 0 also you will get minus 2 pi. So no doubt the function is continuous at x is equal to 0. Okay, we'll check the differentiability. Come on, differentiate this one. F dash of x is equals to sin x differentiation cos x minus 1 plus, here we have to apply UV rule, 2 into x minus pi into cos x differentiation is minus sin x, UV rule I am applying, plus cos x into x minus pi differentiation is 1. That is in case of x greater than or equals to 0 differentiation. Now in this case the differentiation minus cos x plus 1 plus 2 into, here it won't be different, x minus pi into minus sin x plus cos x we will get when x is less than 0. Okay, f dash of x. Now tell me f dash of 0 plus. In the 0 plus case, this is the differentiation, put x is equal to 0 here. Cos 0, 1 minus 1 plus 2 into 1. So we are getting 2. Next, f dash of 0 minus. In the 0 minus case, this is its differentiation, cos 0 minus 1 plus 1 cancel. Right? This becomes 0, cos 0 is equals to 1. Here also we are getting 0 plus 2 only. That's why right hand derivative, left hand derivative both are exist and equal. So the function is differentiable at x is equal to 0 also. Function is continuous at 0, function is differentiable at 0. So we can say function is everywhere continuous and everywhere differentiable. Let's have a discussion of one more important point. I can say it is very good model. So the question is given like this, last model, f of x is equals to 1 if x belongs to a rational number. So that is equals to 0 if x is not a rational number. Then we have to check whether the function is continuous or not. Okay, check, observe here, this is the function given. F of x is equal to 1 when x is a rational number. That is equal to 0 when x is not a rational number. So what to do? First of all, I am checking x is equal to c where c is rational. At x is equal to c, I am checking where c is an arbitrary rational number. Okay. So now check. First of all, right hand limit extends to c plus f of x. That is equals to limit h tends to 0 f of c plus h. Or c is a rational number, but c plus rational also possible, irrational also possible. That's why this value, if rational you will get 1, if it is irrational you will get 0. So that's why right hand limit is oscillating with 1 or 0, because c plus to the positive rational number plus irrational भी हो सकता है, rational भी हो सकता है. So that's why 1 you may get in case of rational, 0 you may get if it is an irrational. That's why right hand limit is not existing. That's why the function is not continuous. Similarly, we can say left hand limit also does not exist, so the function is discontinuous for rational. Same type of discussion for irrational also. If you take x is equal to c as irrational, same clarity will appear, because c plus case the number may be rational or irrational. So that's why this function is not continuous at all points. Right. Now this is another question. F of x is equals to x when x belongs to rational numbers, that is equals to 1 minus x when x does not belongs to rational number. He is asking at x is equals to 1 by 2, the function is continuous. X is equal to 1 by 2, the function is continuous. At all other points, the function is discontinuous only. Okay, check. So limit x tends to 1 by 2 plus f of x, I am checking. That is equal to limit h tends to 0, f of 1 by 2 plus h. We are checking the right hand limit. X tends to 1 by 2 plus f of x, that's why limit h tends to 0, f of 1 by 2 plus h. Now what happens? Same, it may be 1 by 2 plus means rational possible, irrational also possible. Okay, rational. Then what we have to write? Limit h tends to 0. Suppose 1 by 2 plus is rational, then we have to take this function. Then we will get 1 by 2 plus h, that is equals to 1 by 2. But if irrational, yes, if irrational case, we have to take the next function. This function we have to take, that is 1 minus of 1 by 2 plus h, that is equals to 1 by 2 minus h, that is equals to, you will get 1 by 2 only. Whether 1 by 2 plus h, if plus is a rational case, we got 1 by 2, irrational case also we got 1 by 2. Overall, right hand limit we got 1 by 2. In the similar way we can check left hand limit is also equal to 1 by 2. So the function is continuous at x is equal to 1 by 2. So try to remember one particular point here. So where f of x, these two are equal. These two are equal when irrational and rational case. If these two are equal, observe here, x is equal to 1 minus x. Therefore 2x is equals to 1. X is equals to 1 by 2. Only at this point the function is continuous. At all other points the function is discontinuous. So with this another example we will discuss with the same idea. Now the question is given like this. F of x is equals to sin x, x belongs to rational, that is equals to cos x when x does not belongs to rational. What happens here? So if these two are equal, at that point only the function is continuous. That's why sin x is equals to cos x. That means tan x is equals to 1. So x is equals to n pi plus pi by 4. So for all these values the function is continuous except these points. At all other points the function is discontinuous. So one more question we will discuss of this type. The question is given like this. F of x is equals to x square minus ax plus 3 if x belongs to Q, x is a rational number, 2 minus x when x does not belongs to rational numbers. So he is saying f is a continuous exactly at 2 points. F is a continuous exactly at 2 points. Then what are the values of a? Observe here, x is a continuous exactly at 2 points. That means equate these two. X square minus ax plus 3 is equals to 2 minus x. How many x values we have to get? If we got only one x value, at that point only the function is continuous. But he is saying in the question the function is continuous exactly at 2 points. That means this quadratic equation must have two distinct real roots. So the quadratic equation x square plus x into 1 minus a plus 1 is equal to 0. That is the quadratic equation. This quadratic equation must have exactly two distinct roots, which is possible only when b square minus 4 into a into c must be greater than 0. Because he is saying at 2 points the function is continuous. That means we have to get two values of x. Two values of x means b square minus 4ac greater than 0. So that's why 1 plus a square minus 2a minus 4 greater than 0. Therefore a square minus 2a minus 3, right? So greater than 0. Therefore we will get a minus 3 into a plus 1 greater than 0. Therefore I can say a less than minus 1 and a greater than 3. That's why from minus infinity to minus 1 union 3 to infinity. For these values of a, the function is continuous. For all these values of a, the function is continuous exactly at 2 points. So these are the discussions regarding continuity and differentiability, few ideas. Okay, thank you very much.